No, it probably won't. But I should back up here. Hey, how's it going? I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and the last time an iPad mini was released was 3 years ago in 2015, which begs the question, will there ever be another one? And I hate to say it, but no, I don't think so. And here's why. If you've watched my video on why the iPad mini is kind of pointless in 2018, then you'll know my stance on the device. As much as I like it, it just doesn't make sense for Apple as a company moving forward, especially with the 6.5-inch iPhone X Plus coming later this year. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There is definitely a market for another iPad mini. I have the first generation here, and to be honest, I love the size. While the internal hardware is awful, at least on this model, the functionality and convenience of such a compact tablet is unparalleled and frankly underrated in today's world. But the current iPad mini being sold for $400 is from 2015. In comparison, you can pick up a 2018 iPad at a normal size for $330. You just can't even make the argument that the current mini is worth it. Now, if Apple updated the iPad mini, this would be a different case. However, that probably won't happen. There is, of course, a group of people who want a new iPad mini. I would consider myself in that group, and I get it. Unfortunately, that group isn't as big as those who don't care, which is a big reason for Apple not to update the line. If you look at the iPad mini and its history, the original reason it was even a thing was to bridge the gap between iPhones and iPads. In 2011, the iPhone was 3.5 inches and the iPad was nearly 10 inches. That's a big difference. The iPad mini was 7.9 inches when it came in 2012, which was a great compromise if you needed something big but not too big. However, that need has diminished significantly with phones just getting bigger and bigger, and as mentioned earlier, Apple is releasing a 6.5-inch iPhone just next month. Since the iPhone 6 Plus, there just hasn't been much of a need of another iPad mini. I can't imagine that Apple is even selling very many at this point, so there isn't much of a purpose for the iPad mini, at least from Apple's perspective. This is a largely condensed version of what I said in my other iPad mini video, but it still stands and helps us understand why a 5th generation iPad mini probably won't happen. But let's say the stars align and we actually get one. Then what? What will it look like and what will the specs be? Well, first off, it could be called the iPad Pro Mini or the iPad Mini Pro, as Apple is trying to get rid of numbers from their lineup. Or more likely, it would just be called iPad Mini. When it comes to actual upgrades, I would guess that Apple would stick with a small spec bump to tide people over. Keep 2 gigs of RAM, but upgrade the processor to the A10 or A11 chipset. The camera would probably stay at 8 megapixels, and the design would look exactly the same. Touch ID, of course, would stay. I highly doubt they're going to go for the iPhone X look on the iPad mini. And when it came to pricing, it would probably fall similar to what it is now, around $400. But here's the problem with all this. This won't happen. The iPad mini, frankly, just won't happen. Analysts like Ming-Chi Kuo believe that the days of the iPad mini is numbered. Why? Because it's been replaced by larger phones. As I said, there's just not a market for it. The iPad mini doesn't make much sense anymore, and I hate that, but it's just kind of the way it is. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the iPad mini simply get discontinued either this year or next year, because the hardware is really old at this point and it doesn't make much sense for Apple to keep selling it. The processor it has is the A8 chipset, and it's from 2014. That's the chipset that was in the iPhone 6. Yeah, pretty old. So unfortunately, at the moment, there are no rumors of an iPad mini, and there probably won't be anytime soon. Discontinuation is the most likely probability for the iPad mini at the moment, and so if that's disappointing you, I apologize, but that's just kind of the way things are. I want to do this video quickly for people who were thinking that there would be another iPad mini in the comments of some of my last couple videos, because, I mean, there won't. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, at least for the near future. But let's say Apple did, for some reason, actually make another iPad mini. Would you buy one? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Maybe like this video if you found it interesting, and subscribe for more content just like this. You can follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, direct links below. And with that all being said, I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and I will see you all next time.